Happy New Year, everyone! Now this year, I really want to motivate my friends to get fitter and healthier, and I do not say that in a pretentious way at all. I'm speaking from personal experience. Last year, I looked like this back in August. It took me about 4 months, but I was looking like this by the end of November. And you might say, well, six-pack, whatever, that's just vain, and you don't need that in your life. But in my before picture, I was depressed, I had arthritis, I had stage 2 hypertension, which is very high blood pressure, and I would have gotten cardiovascular disease, probably gotten a stroke 10 years down the line. My short-term memory was going, and that would set me up for Alzheimer's disease and dementia. I had brain fog, and I couldn't sleep properly because I had sleep apnea. And all those things come with being overweight in your 40s. Now I'm 45 and in much better shape. Being unhealthy in your 20s, that's fine, but in your 40s, if you are not taking care of yourself, you're setting yourself up for a whole bunch of diseases later on down the line in life. A lot of people, they make excuses like, oh, they're just getting older. It is not just down to age, okay? It is definitely down to lifestyle, which is controllable, all right? So I just made a short list of 12 points about how to get fitter, healthier, and to lose some weight in 2024. Just want to share them with you. The first thing you want to do in 2024 is to start taking your fitness and health professionally, all right? Now that might sound a bit weird to you, but if you wanted to get a loan from the bank for your business, then you have to have a business plan. And if you're gonna do a presentation to your clients, you're not just gonna say stuff off the top of your head, you're gonna have a PowerPoint presentation. Everything's always structured when it comes to business and at work. No different when it comes to your personal life and when it comes to your fitness if you want to do better. And I say that because every year in January, the gyms are packed. And then in February, half the people who set out to get fit are already quitting. And in December, it's totally empty, all right? In fact, the annual membership, gym membership, people use it 6 weeks out of the year. And I bet you 3 of those weeks are in January. And that's when people start losing motivation and they're not disciplined anymore. So, structure everything that you do when it comes to your fitness and your health. And I suggest documenting how you look before you start, your weight and your body fat percentage, and record yourself as you're progressing, as you're lifting weights, record how much weight you're doing, all right? So, and your diet, everything, record it, okay? So treat it like you would a serious work project, and you will do very well this year in terms of your fitness and health. Point number 2, Mike Tyson once said, discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it, all right? That applies to everything in life, okay? Nobody likes to get out of bed early and freaking hitting the gym unless they're a gym fanatic. Most people hate going to the gym and they want to drink as much alcohol as they want and eat crappy foods because good tasting crappy foods, okay? Even I like eating good tasting crappy foods, all right? That's just normal. So it's really hard to be disciplined. That's why very few people look like Brad Pitt or male fitness models or female fitness models. But this year is going to be different because you're going to get a gym buddy or you're going to get other people to help you, all right? So it's hard to stay motivated and disciplined by yourself, but it's much easier if you find a partner or like-minded people to motivate you, all right? Like me and my friends, we're in a group chat on WhatsApp and we talk about fitness and health and stuff all the time between some good friends. We try to inspire and motivate each other, all right? So trying to find somebody to help you, keep you accountable to your own goals this year. And the last thing, when it comes to motivation and discipline, which ties into the last 2 points, especially about being professional about it, is to educate yourself when it comes to your health and fitness. Spend 15 to 20 minutes every day listening to podcasts on YouTube, all right? In fact, subscribe to this channel And this year, I'm going to try and present as much interesting information when it comes to diet and fitness as possible. All right. But some other good channels are the Joe Rogan podcast and Diary of a CEO, and Andrew Huberman. He's a neuroscientist. He has a very good channel in terms of health and science. And if you want to join groups on Facebook, there's a good group called Gym Rats, and also another group called David Goggins Souls. Now, if you don't know who David Goggins is, he's a crazy ex-Navy SEAL who pushed himself to his limits all the time and did ultra distance events and did thousands of pull-ups, and he inspired millions of people to get more disciplined and fitter and to take life more seriously. So if you want to find like-minded people who you can then talk to in these groups, it's a very good way of getting motivation from them. Okay, so find like-minded people to inspire you this year. So when it comes to diet, there are three things you can do. The first thing you can do is start practicing fasting. Okay, so when people get fat, it's basically like putting money in the bank and putting in more money than you're taking out of the bank. So your body is storing all the energy as body fat. If you want to reverse the body fat trend, it's simple. You just start consuming and burning more calories than you're taking in. So the easiest way to do that is just to not eat at all. Now, a lot of people have things against fasting. They might think that they're going to get low blood sugar level and faint, or something nasty is going to happen to their health. Nothing of the sort. People have been fasting for thousands of years, all right? Monks used to do it, wise men used to do it with great health benefits. So just practice fasting, intermittent fasting at first. So let's say if you've finished dinner at 8 p.m., you don't eat breakfast and you push it back a bit. So you don't eat breakfast until 10 a.m. That will make it a 14-hour fast. And if you can do it for longer, even better. I mean, a lot of people, they do a 16-hour intermittent fast, so they don't eat until noon. And what that'll do is put your body into a state of ketosis. So then you'll end up burning body fat and producing ketones for your brain and your body, which is a lot healthier than just burning glucose all the time. But if you learn to do fasting, I would recommend buying electrolytes, non-carbohydrate electrolytes to put in your water so that you are not low on electrolytes. And as your body becomes more adapted to fasting and ketosis, because you might need a couple of weeks to get into it, and at first you'll feel very uncomfortable because you're literally addicted to the carbohydrates, and when you quit, you're going to get a withdrawal symptom. After a couple of weeks, when you're used to it, practice longer term fastings. Okay, so if you are a lot overweight, then do multi-day fasts. There's research that doing a fast longer than 3 days, longer than 72 hours, will create a high level of what is called autophagy, is when your body recycles its own protein, its own bad old cells. So your body, after 3 days, will literally scout out cancer cells and recycle all the bad cells in your body. So it will reduce your cancer risk. I did not make this up. The information is in the description. The guy who discovered autophagy won the Nobel Prize in 2016. So every 6 months or a year or so, do a 3 to 4 day fast to lower your cancer risk. The second thing you want to do when it comes to diet is to eat a high protein diet. Okay, high protein and high fat even. So I eat a lot of meat and a lot of eggs. I would highly recommend, as long as you're not intolerant to eggs and you have an issue with eggs, every guy should be eating 4 to 5 eggs a day, and every woman should be eating at least 2 or 3. So this is my breakfast. So I've got some avocado and I've got some orange, but the bulk of the breakfast is 4 eggs with some onion and some lean pork floss and goat cheese, which is a lot healthier than even cow cheese, which is great as well. And then I've got some black coffee with MCT oil, so that's bulletproof coffee. In the morning, avoid eating high amounts of carbohydrates. Do not eat cereals, do not eat pancakes. It will make your insulin level skyrocket because your blood sugar level will go up. And when your blood sugar level goes up all the time, your body will get used to the insulin, and then after a while, it will become intolerant to your own insulin. That's how people get diabetes, and that's how people get fat, because insulin also blocks your ability to burn your own body fat, okay? It not only helps you store the sugar into your cells, into your muscle, but also into the body fat cells. It will block the ability for your body to burn body fat. So try to eat a high protein diet, which means eating a lot of meat, even red meats, and a lot of eggs, which is the most nutrient dense food. And the last thing you want to do, I'm afraid, is to cut out a lot of stuff from your diet and your lifestyle. Now, don't want to be a complete dictator about it. You can still eat some ice cream and chocolate and drink alcohol once in a while, but it really doesn't add to your health, okay? So there are three main categories of foods which will mess you up. So fast foods, basically all processed foods, right? So fast foods are processed foods, and they're cooked in seed oils such as soy, corn, cottonseed oil, or canola oil. And the stuff that you get in supermarkets, the processed foods, is the same thing. These oils are highly inflammatory, will mess up your blood vessels and your gut. And basically, they're the stuff that causes people cancer and heart disease and stuff over a long period of time. Sugar is another thing which you want to avoid, especially if you know the product definitely has sugar. Because the thing is, a lot of products have sugar in it, and a lot of people don't even know about it, all right? So let's say barbecue sauce is 50% sugar. A lot of the sauces you use to cook your stuff, like pasta sauce, has sugar in it. Cereal has tons of sugar in it. Stop giving your kids cereal, all right? Kids cereal has over 30 grams of sugar per 100 grams of product. Okay, so a third of it is sugar, and the rest of it is just carbohydrates, all right? So you're giving your child a huge carbohydrate and sugar spike in the morning, and it'll get them addicted to sugar. You would never feed your kids a bar of chocolate in the morning, but that's literally what you are doing when you give them cereal, all right? So stop eating cereal yourself. And unfortunately, desserts, baked goods, all the really fun stuff, you know, ice cream, they all have a lot of sugar in it, and a lot of them are also cooked in seed oils. Same with potato chips, and also alcohol. Very damaging to the body and to your brain. That's why a hangover feels so bad. Now, when I say all these things, remember, I used to be a huge binge drinker in my 20s, okay? And I was a smoker for over 20 years. So maybe one day I get lung cancer and die, but at least that is the risk that I took as a smoker, knowing that it will damage my health. A lot of people are eating stuff and drinking stuff like sugary drinks, and they're not even aware of the actual damage it's doing to their body. All right, so try to your best of your abilities, just cut out the bad cooking oils, which means you probably have to cook a lot of food yourself. So cook with extra virgin olive oil or butter, and just cut out as much of the sugar as you can, and then alcohol. I didn't invent the rules. If you're religious, then ask God why all the fun things are killing us slowly. Maybe God is testing us to see if we are mentally strong enough to quit that stuff. All right, so when it comes to lifestyle, there's three things you want to do. First thing is to reduce your stress level. Now, stress is the biggest silent killer of people, because what stress does is it elevates the hormone cortisol, which is a fight or flight response. I don't know if you've heard of that term. So let's imagine you suddenly saw a tiger running at you. your cortisol and your adrenaline is going to go through the roof. The problem with elevated cortisol long term is that it will eat away at your muscle, it will give you bad cardiovascular health, and it's just a very unhealthy state. It will cause your body to become inflamed, which is the natural response to damage in your body, which is okay short term, but long term high stress and inflammation will mess you up. So you want to do things like learn meditation if you have time for that, or get a pet. Don't get a pet just to reduce your stress. I mean, love the animal, but if you expose yourself to love, pets, nature, and have lots of sex, it is very good at stress reduction. And also practice deep breathing. So inhale as deep as possible. And exhale slowly, and that will trigger your parasympathetic nervous system, which will help you relax. And you want to do sets of 5 or more, and do at least 30 reps during the day, or even do deep breathing if you get stressed out at work. Just go to the bathroom and take a break, practice some deep breathing to get more oxygen to your brain and to calm yourself down. The next thing you want to do is get as much sleep as possible, at least 8 hours a night, and try to sleep as early as possible. These days I go to bed at 9 p.m. Now the weather is crap today, but this is what I wake up to get in the morning, which is the sunrise. So I wake up before dawn. So I go to bed at 9 p.m. and I don't generally need that much sleep. I take a nap in the afternoon. So I wake up around 4 a.m. before dawn, and then I get some work done. You'll be super productive in the morning between 4 and 7 a.m. So you're not actually losing out on any time. What you're actually exchanging is being tired at night, scrolling on your phone or on your computer or watching Netflix, and then exchanging it for super alert, productive time in the morning. And I catch the sunrise, and I just feel overall really healthy. And the morning light, the morning sunlight at a low solar angle is super healthy, and it will sync your circadian rhythm, so your body clock, so that you will sleep better. Now, if you have a problem falling asleep at night, if you get insomnia, then the trick is to not try to fall asleep, but to listen to soothing music or a podcast. So you can put on Diary of a CEO or put on my channel in future. And the last thing you want to do is practice what's called the superhuman protocol. I first heard about this from a guy called Gary Brecker. He's now got his own YouTube channel and podcast, and you might want to follow him as well. And that basically involves, first of all, standing on the earth. All right, that's called earthing. And your body will develop a positive charge and get more acidic over time, and this will make your body more neutral in pH. Forget about stuff that they say that'll make your body more alkaline, like drinks and stuff. This is what will make it more alkaline. You just have to stand on bare earth for 3 minutes a day. Right? So you can do that while you're watching the sunrise, if you can get yourself to do that challenge. And you want to practice deep breathing while you're doing your earthing. And another thing you want to do is cold plunge. Now, I hate this and I hate fasting, but I do it anyway because, like Mike Tyson said, discipline is doing stuff that you hate like you love it. I freaking hate going into a cold shower or into an ice bath, but I'll do it anyway, even though it's winter, because it will trigger your brown fat and burn a ton of calories. It will cause your liver to release what is called cold shock proteins, which is very good for healing and recovery. And it will cause you to produce a huge amount of endorphins. You will just feel amazing afterwards and really alert. And it will reduce your inflammation as well. Now, don't do cold plunge after your workout. because it will reduce the amount of hypertrophy, which is muscle growth. But you can do it at another point during the day. And often I'll mix it up along with, changing the temperature to being really hot as well to boost my circulation, my healing. So I'll alternate between 1 minute of cold and 1 minute of hot. Okay, and these are really, really good ways, little ways to boost your health and your recovery from the gym. And you can do it every day for free. When it comes to training, I get it. A lot of people don't want to exercise because they're already tired from work, and when they finish work, they just want to relax, sit on the couch and watch some TV and snack on Pringles and stuff like that. But exercise is actually crucial to your health, and I think most people actually know, they just can't be bothered. But if you can't be bothered to do intense exercise, one thing you definitely can do is walking, all right? You can walk everywhere. Everyone needs to walk, but we just don't do enough of it. So instead of taking the elevator, take the stairs. If you're taking a call, you can walk around. And I always try to walk at least an hour on purpose. All right, so you can take time after dinner to walk, and it'll help your digestion and get your steps in. You should walk at least 10,000 steps a day. The average person these days is walking around 3,000 to 4,000 for the whole day, all right? And if you want to make your walking even better, do what's called rucking, okay? So rucking is basically carrying a weighted backpack, kind of like what the military does. And that will increase resistance against gravity. So you're weighing your body down, and that'll help you with your bone density and your overall strength. So you're gonna keep your core tight and your body balanced, okay? Get used to having more weight. If you're struggling to do walking as a woman on the weekend, go to the mall and take your husband's credit card and run off with it. And if your husband is lazy, message him and tell him that you're gonna spend as much money as possible before he comes to the mall, all right? I guarantee both of you will get a good workout that weekend. Number 2, on top of walking, you should do intense stuff like cardio, all right? So running at speed or doing what is called interval training, all right? So high intensity interval training will be periods of putting yourself into getting your heart rate as high as possible for a short duration, and then resting for a short duration. So for like doing 1 minute of burpees, and then resting. Say if you do 10 burpees in a minute and you rest the remaining amount of time, and then in the next minute you have to do another 10 burpees. So the quicker you do the burpees, the more rest time you get, and the slower you do it, the less rest time, and it'll get your heart rate very high. And you want to do cardio or HIIT to get your VO2 max higher. There have been studies which show that higher VO2 max, people with higher VO2 max and more strength and muscle will live longer. Totally makes sense, right? If your cardiovascular system is healthier, you're just going to live longer compared to somebody who's really overweight and their heart's all clogged up and they're going to die from a heart attack or a stroke. And which brings me to the point of the strength and the muscle. Now you should be doing some form of resistance training because you're resisting gravity. Now if I lift this weight up, okay, my body, in order to adapt to this stress, this stimuli, it has to build more muscle, and it increases the bone density inside my arm, okay? So you can do that across your whole body to increase your bone density and the amount of muscle you have, and that will definitely benefit you over time, because this is an old lady in my gym who's 74 years old and she's deadlifting 40 kg, all right? Now, a lot of old people, and I'm not trying to look down on some people who have not kept themselves in good shape, but a lot of people at 74 are already struggling to walk properly or run, and they're already losing their mobility. That's because they're losing bone density, and they already have a lot less muscle. So keep your muscle strong and your bones strong, and you're going to be able to do a lot more stuff when you're older, right? It's absolutely priceless. So these are all the points when it comes to 2024, keeping fit and in shape. I hope you all do your best and stay motivated and disciplined, and go to the gym more than 6 weeks out of the year. If you're struggling to stay motivated, remember to find like-minded people to go work out with you and to chat on WhatsApp to discuss how to stay in shape. If you don't like going to the gym, at least work out at home to YouTube videos. There's plenty of stuff on YouTube that you can watch and learn from. Or pay for a class, or if you have the money, pay for a trainer. All right? So I hope everyone gets fit, loses weight, and gets healthier in 2024. All right?